Cameron Word.
Thank you for joining us today. How's it going, Cam? What's new?
What's new? Nothing much.
Okay.
Yeah. I just come here every day. Oh, I did recently get professional photos of my dog.
Oh, yes, you did mention that, which is very sweet. Did you post it on Instagram by any chance?
I haven't.
You should.
So here's the thing.
Oh.
My dog looks very good. I do not look very good.
Oh, please.
So I'm waiting for the photographer to do the computer magic to make my face look better.
Oh, come on.
But it's taking a while. So
Really?
Yeah.
So you're saying that Simba looks better than you?
Simba is an angel. Simba does not look real. Simba is perfection in dog form.
Oh.
But
You know what it is with Simba?
What?
It's his ears. It's the ears that make all the difference with Simba. Those ears, when I see those ears, just like it is the cutest
It really is.
thing you've ever seen.
Simba doesn't have a bad angle. You know how some people say this is my good side, this is my bad side?
Right.
Simba is all good sides.
Oh,
yeah.
That's so sweet. Okay. All right, guys, we are commuting by e-bike today. Are you still having second thoughts? Okay, so E is short for electric, e-bike. And if you have second thoughts, what kind of thoughts are you having?
This means that you are kind of doubting your decision. You're not very confident in something.
Right. How about if something costs an arm and a leg?
It's very expensive.
Very.
So expensive you have to cut your arm and leg off.
Oh my gosh.
Ouch.
How about collect dust?
If an object is collecting dust, it means you are not using it.
Yeah.
It's just there.
It's there.
Sitting, not being
Doing
used.
nothing.
Doing
All
nothing.
Right. All right, let's go ahead and listen to our dialogue.
Thanks for letting me borrow your e-bike for the weekend.
No problem. Are you still having second thoughts about using the public ones?
Not at all. In fact, I was even thinking about buying one. But I decided against it for now.
Because they're too expensive?
Expensive? They cost an arm and a leg. There's no way I could afford one right now.
Didn't you say you have a bike collecting dust at your house? Maybe you could sell it.
Okay, so Jasmine says, thanks for letting me borrow your e-bike for the weekend. Okay, so e-bike, of course, is short for electric bike.
Yes.
And it is E-B-I-K-E. So when you write email, how do you write email? Just E, no hyphen?
I usually use hyphen.
You use that.
E-mail.
Yeah.
But I think it's a generational thing that now a lot of people don't.
Yeah. It's kind of become one word.
Well, it's kind of like, you know the word internet?
Yeah.
It used to be a capital I.
Yes.
It used to be a proper noun.
Right.
You had to say capital I, N-T-E-R-N-E-T.
Now it's just...
It's lowercase.
Lowercase.
Yeah.
Language is always changing, evolving.
It's true. Especially like anything around technology, things can change very quickly.
Very quickly. All right, so E-B-I-K-E. And Will says, no problem. Are you still having second thoughts about using the public ones? Okay. Because there are a lot of bikes, scooters that you can borrow.
Yeah.
E-bikes, regular bikes, right?
Right.
Just pay, with your credit card.
I used one for the first time.
How was it?
So I've used the tarangi, the bike before. It's a regular bike.
Yeah.
But I tried one of those electric scooters.
Yeah.
The kickboard.
Right. How was it?
So scary.
I know.
They go so fast.
They do.
Yeah. Also expensive.
Oh, really?
You pay by the length of time and the distance.
Oh, my.
It's more. I would just take a taxi.
Okay, yeah.
It was more expensive than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. My son, he registered my credit card. And of course, because he doesn't have a credit card.
Right.
And so sometimes I get so mad at him because it's 2,000원, 3,500원, 1,500원. And then it all adds up to 2만 원.
Buy him a car. Just buy
getting on that scooter.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, having second thoughts means like, I don't know.
Yeah, you're doubting your decision. You're not very confident with the decision you've made.
Yeah.
You still don't know what to do.
Yeah, you're undecided.
Yeah.
So, have second thoughts. You would probably most likely use the verb have.
Yes, to have second thoughts.
Yeah, to have second thoughts. Okay. So, and sometimes you can maybe say, oh, I think I'm going to do it. And then like, oh, I don't know. I'm having second thoughts.
Yeah, I think I might
Yeah.
cancel anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
What does Jasmine say?
Not at all. In fact, I was even thinking about buying one, but I decided against it for now.
Okay. So, are you still having second thoughts? Oh, no. Jasmine is sure. Okay. In fact, I was even thinking about buying one.
Yes.
Our power pattern, in fact,
Yes.
is probably a pattern that you've seen many times. But I think for second language learners, it's kind of difficult to use.
Yes.
Yes.
Because you have a few different things like honestly,
Yeah.
truthfully,
Yeah.
that feel like they're the exact same,
But are not.
but are not.
Yes. Why?
So here, in fact, I think it's important to look at what Jasmine says right before. She says, not at all.
Yeah. I don't have second thoughts
At all.
at all.
So she's basically saying it's the opposite of what you said. Actually, really. So, in fact, is used often when you are emphasizing it is the opposite of the expectation or it's opposite of what the person has said.
Ooh. So, like, second thoughts. Oh, no.
No, not at all. 전혀.
전혀 그렇지 않아.
실은.
All right. Actually, I'm going to buy one.
Right. Yes.
See that kind of twist?
Right. So the in fact is used to emphasize when it's the truth is the opposite of what someone has said or the expectation.
That's right. Okay. But I decided against it for now. So Jasmine's like, oh, yeah, I was going to buy it, but I'm going to hold.
Yes.
Okay. Because they're too expensive. And Jasmine?
Jasmine says expensive. They cost an arm and a leg. There's no way I could afford one right now.
Okay, let's see how this works here. Jasmine says expensive.
Yeah.
And then she says they cost an arm and a leg.
Yes.
So what is the comparison or contrast here?
So she thinks that expensive is what we call an understatement. Too weak of a word.
Too weak.
They're not just expensive. They're super duper insanely expensive.
Yes.
And so she's using this phrase to cost an arm and a leg to say, it's not just money.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to cut off my arm. I'm going to cut off my leg to pay for this.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Yeah. Okay, everyone, we're joking. But it's the idea that it is super duper duper expensive.
Yeah, if you wanted it, you would have to give up something very valuable to you.
That's right.
As valuable as your arm
That's right.
to buy it.
So that's why Jasmine wanted to buy one, but it's so expensive. Jasmine says there's no way I could afford one right now. So Jasmine doesn't have the money to buy this e-bike. And Will says, didn't you say you have a bike collecting dust at your house? Maybe you could sell it.
Yes.
Okay. So Will is like, hey, I thought, don't you have a bike in your garage or somewhere collecting dust?
Yes.
Sell it.
Right. So this phrase collecting dust is a phrase that means sitting there not being used.
Yes.
So this bike, I have a bike right now.
Yeah.
All winter long, it was collecting dust.
Oh, really?
I don't want to bike in the winter.
Yeah, well, that is true.
It's cold.
Yeah.
My face, my cheeks hurt.
Are you gonna start using it now?
Yeah, in warm weather I use it.
Yeah.
But
for winter, it's collecting dust.
Yeah, it's collecting dust. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So collecting dust is like something that you're not using. that is just there for show.
Right.
Can also be collecting
And
dust.
it has to be something you would use often. So, for example,
Uh-huh.
I have some spices in my spice cabinet
Yeah.
that I haven't used in like 2 years.
Oh, dear.
Like a specialty, like garam masala.
Yeah.
I have
know.
I have a bottle
Coriander.
of coriander seeds
Yeah, see.
that I haven't used
Yeah.
in 2 years.
I know.
But I wouldn't say collecting dust with them.
Yeah.
It'd have to be things like
Objects.
like a blender,
Yeah.
a toaster, like
Yeah.
appliances or a skateboard that
Right.
you never get on.
That's right.
Those types of things.
All right. Let's go ahead and listen to that dialogue one more time.
Thanks for letting me borrow your e-bike for the weekend.
No problem. Are you still having second thoughts about using the public ones?
Not at all. In fact, I was even thinking about buying one. But I decided against it for now.
Because they're too expensive?
Expensive? They cost an arm and a leg. There's no way I could afford one right now.
Didn't you say you have a bike collecting dust at your house? Maybe you could sell it.
It's time for Power Note. We're on pages 58 and 59. If you have second thoughts, it means that you have doubts. Should I do it? Should I not do it? Should I buy it? Should I not buy it?
Should I cancel?
Should I
I said
cancel?
yes. But should I change my mind?
Yeah, right. Having second thoughts. I'm really nervous about my wedding. What should I do?
Are you having second thoughts about getting married? Yeah. I mean, that's like a common thing.
Sure.
You said they proposed.
Mm-hmm.
You said yes.
Mm-hmm.
Now you realize how big of a decision it is.
Yeah.
And you're asking, did I make the right decision?
Oh, my gosh.
Mm.
Right before I signed the contract, I started having second thoughts about the job.
Oh, my goodness.
Oof.
This is, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've been in
Should I really take this job? I don't know.
Because they got you.
Yeah.
I was in a contract for 5 years.
Really?
Regretted that.
Oh, that's a long contract.
Well, but in this industry,
Yeah.
the entertainment industry,
That is true.
you know, that's kind of normal.
All right.
Think about these K-pop. Like, it used to be like 11-year, 13-year contracts.
Right. That's right.
Now they don't do that.
Mhm.
But, you know, if that big of a decision, you might have second thoughts when you're making,
Right.
when you're writing those contracts.
So I think that anytime we sign a contract, you have to really seriously think about, am I doing the right thing?
Mm.
And it's not bad. It's not a bad idea to have second thoughts.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
yeah,
at
you
some,
should.
At some point, you have to make a final decision.
Mm-hmm.
But some decisions are hard.
Yeah.
Getting a loan, like to buy a house,
Oof.
like a mortgage or whatever,
Yeah.
that type of stuff. I would
Yeah.
have second thoughts.
Right. Maybe you made travel plans
Uh-huh.
and, you're not feeling well.
Yeah.
And you may be having second thoughts about, going abroad
Yeah.
so far away
Right.
from your family.
Maybe you sold everything. You sold your house, you sold your car, and you moved to a different country.
Yeah.
You wanted to
Right.
reinvent yourself.
That's retire. Yeah.
And you're like, oh my gosh, did I make a mistake?
Yeah, I'm having second thoughts.
Oh my God.
Okay. Cost an arm and a leg means that it's very, extremely expensive.
Mhm.
Why do you have a blanket over your sofa?
Because we're eating on it. This cost me an arm and a leg, and I'm not going to ruin it.
This reminds me of your story of your mom
Mhm.
and the sofa that had the plastic covered. Didn't you say
No,
that?
she didn't have. We just couldn't sit on it.
Oh, you couldn't sit on
We
it.
couldn't go. We had a living room,
Yeah.
and you couldn't go in it.
Oh
It was
my
all
gosh.
pastel colors.
Oh.
It was the 90s, so the pastels were in.
Yeah.
Pink carpet,
Oh, wow.
like a white sofa. I could not be in there.
Oh, my gosh.
My mom would check the vacuum lines. You know when you use a vacuum cleaner?
Yeah, that's right.
She would, because she was like, that was so expensive. The carpet cost an arm and a leg.
Oh, my goodness.
The sofa cost an arm and a leg. Yeah.
Okay. Why do eggs cost an arm and a leg lately?
Yeah.
Okay.
So here, obviously,
It's
you could
exaggerating.
probably still buy the eggs, but it's not, Eggs are expensive right now.
Well,
More expensive than they used to be.
Right, and that's the thing. So it's used for exaggeration. It's like it's like a little oba because you're making compared to the price of eggs before.
Yeah.
Now it feels. I mean, whether it really costs an arm and a leg. Probably not.
Yeah.
But it feels like it cost an arm and a leg.
Right.
That's the feeling that you get.
There's a related phrase. You can say something costs your firstborn. So it's the price of your first child.
Oh, dear.
And it kind of comes from that fairy tale Rumpelstiltskin.
Yes.
Where she needs to make gold out of hay.
Right.
Straw. And so he does it, but he's like, whenever you have your first child, you have to give it to me.
Yeah,
that's where it's coming from.
All of those fairy tales are like that, the first child.
And then, but she guesses his name, and so she gets to keep her firstborn child.
Okay.
But you can use that phrase as well. Cost an arm and a leg. Cost your firstborn.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's very, very costly.
Yeah.
Okay. If something is collecting dust, it means that it's not being used for a long time.
Yeah.
Why do you want to give me? Why do you want me to give you my guitar?
Because it's been collecting dust for years. At least I'll play it.
Musical instruments, very much typically, unless you're a musician, will be collecting dust.
Yeah. Don't play it often.
Don't play it
at
often.
all.
At all. You like, oh, I want to learn the cello. Buy a cello. It's collecting dust. Anything that's collecting dust other than your bike.
So I have a funny story. My grandma, after my grandfather retired, she used to say my grandfather was collecting dust. Because he just sat in front of the TV and watched TV. You do not usually use this.
That is a funny.
Right?
Okay.
You don't usually use this for people.
Right.
But she was like, he doesn't help around the house.
Yeah, he doesn't do anything.
I need him to fix I need to fix the pipes under the sink, but he's just there collecting dust in front of the TV.
Speaking of grandmothers, my elderly grandmother finally sold her car because it was collecting dust. She's not using the car. Maybe she can't drive.
Yes.
In fact, is saying like, oh, I'm going to tell you the opposite.
Yeah.
Actually, this is how it really is. In fact, my dad and your dad went to school together when they were kids.
So you don't think they know each other?
Oh,
they really know each other. In fact, there were 2 unelected presidents before George Washington.
Oh.
You think George Washington's the first
First
president?
one? No.
No, there were 2.
Okay. E-bike is our power vocab. Do check that out on page 60. Thank you for studying with us always, and do check out Audio Ohangdang.
Yes.
Okay, have a great day, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.